What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Frontline Film Podcast, episode 30. We made it to the 30 mark, the third decade. Um, Very cool. Very excited to have made it this far. Got a pretty solid episode today. Got a lot of trailers this week. Um, for a bunch of different kinds of movies. We're going to be talking about the new Jason Momoa Apple TV Plus show, Chief of War. Really cool new show on Apple Plus. If you guys have not checked it out, you should. And then we're both going to be doing a review of Together, the new body horror, um, starring Dave Franco and Allison Brie. And then I'm going to give uh, a brief little review of Naked Gun. Landon did not make it to Naked Gun yet, but I did. I saw it a couple weeks ago, super early, and I'm excited to finally get to talk about it. So uh, before we get started on any of that, how about you introduce this next piece of news?
Is it the one that's at the top of the
Yeah,
the no Yeah. I have to say, when I saw this, I texted you when we talked about it. I squealed as loud as possible. I had to show everybody that was around me. But we got the first little look. I mean, this is the definition of a teaser, I feel like. First little like definite teaser of Tom Holland in his Spider-Man suit for Brand New Day coming out, next year, July of next year. And this has got to be one of the best looking suits I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. Like it's got to be up there.
it's
And
up there.
I was seeing people who are much well versed than me on Spider-Man suits, like comic accurate and all that, saying that like they see hints of Tobey Maguire's, they see hints of Andrew Garfield's, and they like took them together, and this is their beautiful baby of a suit, and it is incredible. It looked incredible. I thought the teaser, the little like clip we got was really cool. And seeing him like actually in a suit, we don't have to see now that we're
Nanotech.
getting people. I guess the people in charge realize how much we like real suits, practical suits, not the nanotech or stuff like just forming on people. We want to see the actual suits take on and off and all of that. And no, this one looks sick, and it makes me. This is a very, very good start for Brand New Day. Very, very good start.
Oh yeah, for sure. That little video of like him walking up and revealing the suit was so sick. Just started filming. A lot of like set photos have kind of been taken and set videos like them filming scenes. I guess they're filming overseas somewhere. Um, but yeah, there was like he was like taking pictures with little kids in the crowd and um so we've gotten a lot of really good looks at the suit. Like you said, I think it's super cool how kind of, after his interaction with the other Spider-Man in the last one, I feel like he's kind of taken some inspiration from both of their suits and put them into his own.
Yep.
And like you said, yeah, shout out just a normal cloth suit. It looks so good. It's not nanotech or like metal looking like his last couple have been. Um, yeah, dude, I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. We're hearing a lot of stuff about it. Michael Mando got officially announced to come back as Scorpion. We know Bernthal's going to be in it as Punisher. Mark Ruffalo's going to be in it as Hulk. Um, and among Sadie Sink, the lady that plays Lisa on The Bear, and a couple other people as well. So uh, very excited. It comes out in about a year. That's the next MCU movie, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
A year-long gap, but you know what? I'm honestly not that mad at it. Like quality over quantity, for
Right.
sure. So yeah, that suit looks incredible. Like you said, it's up there with like some of the best I've ever seen. So I'm hoping they're kind of saying it's a more grounded story. Set photos were kind of teasing that Mr. Negative may be in it, who's an
Mm-hmm.
awesome villain. Um, awesome, like kind of, I mean, he's got like powers, but I feel like for the most part, like his storylines are very grounded storylines. Nothing super crazy. So, yeah, dude, I'm pumped.
Yeah,
I
it's nice to see that the after credit scene or the mid credit scene that we got with what we thought was going to be Scorpion. Finally, we're going to get
It only
Scorpion.
took 9 years.
Yeah, long, long time. But no, it'll be very cool. I think Scorpion's a very interesting villain. And like you said, Mr. Negative, somebody we really haven't seen before either. And that'll be something new and very interesting to how they put it like on screen. Because in the comics, he's got the negative color gradient or whatever. So it'd be cool to see that like on screen. But yeah, no, we have stuff coming out about who's playing, like who Sadie Sink's supposed to be, and what the story's going to involve. But obviously, we won't know until we get further in. But I'm very excited. I have high hopes for this, and we know that it won't be really connected to Doomsday, which is probably a good thing. So,
Yep. Yep, for sure. And I'm curious as to like if it kind of leads into Doomsday as well, because remember Tom Holland was not um on that cast list, so we'll just have to
right.
see. Um, but yeah, that's the Spider-Man suit. Very, very cool. Very excited for that. Now we're gonna jump into our trailers. We got a couple good like kid trailer movies, animated movies. Excited to see both of these. The first one, we got the long-awaited sequel to Zootopia, which I think is one of the most slept on Disney movies. I absolutely love it. I actually like rewatched it a year or two ago. I think it's such a fun, entertaining movie. Um, Good voice acting, like good story, good animation. So, yeah, this trailer made me giggle a couple of times. Um, and it looks like it takes place like literally immediately after the original
Yep.
because I said we've been partners like a week. Um, so I'm excited. I'm excited. It'll be a perfect little because it comes out around Thanksgiving. It'll be the perfect like Thanksgiving season. Go see with your family or if you got little kids or cousins, like. Um, definitely gonna go check out Zootopia. So Zootopia 2.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a snake. So a sneaky snake.
Yeah. Um, I think the thing is like a lot of the kids that are younger, they love that movie. Like a lot of kids that could like they repeatedly watch it. Like that's one of their favorites. Up there with like Moana and Frozen, like the new age stuff. And no, I'm super excited. I always thought the premise was very cool. And the first one is I agree with you. I think it's very underrated when we talk about like Disney movies that aren't, Pixar. This one's sick. And I'm really excited for the second one. I like you said, a lot of these kids movies we're in line day one, and we're going to be some of the first people to see it, which is hilarious. And we'll be the only adults besides. Well, we'll be the only childrenless adults in the theater probably. So but yeah, we'll be there. This one looked cool, and yeah, I like the fact that it takes place like immediately after the first one.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. I don't even remember like I know the last one came out when I was working at the theater, so that had to be what, like 2016 or something.
Hmm.
So
I think
um
that's right.
it's been quite some time. So I'm excited. Love a good Disney movie. Um to kind of, cleanse the palate. Always make me feel good inside. So
Exactly.
yeah, very excited for that. And then we got another animated movie coming out as well. This one is called Goat. New movie looks like I think from Sony Animation, from like the animators behind Spider-Verse. Um, Coming out with a new movie produced by Steph Curry, and it's basically about basketball, but they're all animals, and the main character is a goat. Um, and it looks like it's just going to be like a good sports animated movie, probably a feel good sports story, but it's animated as well. Um, got a pretty solid voice cast. It was like Caleb McLaughlin, Steph Curry was in it as well, and a couple others. Um, I mean, I'm excited. This looks cool. The animation looks awesome. It looks like Spider-Verse or like TMNT from a couple years ago. Um, animation has just taken a major jump the last couple years since Spider-Verse, and I'm very glad because the animation in the trailer looked really, really good. Looks like it'll be a fun little story, and I love basketball, so yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, for sure. Steph Curry producing, obviously, like you said, and I think it is very clever concept. Obviously, we talk about goats all the time, But then he's like, we'll just one up it and we'll make the main character a goat and make him play basketball. And I think it's clever. It's almost like you would see from like Prime Pixar, just something like that, just a story. It may, end up being like not amazing, but I have kind of high hopes for this, and I wonder if it's because like, when you get somebody who is considered, one of the greatest players of our generation, and he's doing a movie about like I think he's going to kind of tailor it around his story too, because he was very underrated. Going into college, he only had one offer and whatnot. So I think it's going to be kind of, based off his kind of story loosely. So that'll be pretty cool too. And I'm very excited. I think it's going to be very cool. And like you said, animation, I think is an art form too. We talk about cinematography, but animation is up there. Like we don't give enough credit to animators, I don't think sometimes. So seeing how good this look, gonna be very cool, and we love that it's like another good animated movie, hopefully. So
Yeah, for sure. It's always good to get like other stuff other than just, Disney movies as well. Even though we
right,
love Disney, but it's good to see other like studios still doing it as well. And yeah, like Steph Curry, he loves the game of basketball, obviously. So like I feel like he's gonna, want to make sure, kind of similar to how Lewis Hamilton with the F1 movie, like
right.
it's a sport he's passionate about. So he wants to like do it justice and deliver a fun, entertaining story. So yeah, looks cool. Animation looks sick. So uh, excited for that. I think it comes out in February. So we will be tuning in. Um, all right. Next trailer we got last week we got the first trailer for A24's Eternity, starring my boy Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and Callum Turner. Um, Kind of looks like a weird, like a looks. It's a rom-com with a weird twist, um, because they're dead. They're basically like in purgatory, trying to find a partner for the rest of eternity. And it looks like it's going to be, kind of similar to the Materialist in that aspect, where it's going to have a girl like choosing between, two past lovers. So, I think it looks entertaining. Miles Teller, like if he's in, I'm in. Elizabeth Olsen is obviously great. Callum Turner is really solid as well. And it's A24, so I think it could be good. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I thought the story was very interesting. Like, she was obviously, she goes, like you said, kind of in the afterlife, and Miles Teller is waiting there, and then realizes that, oh, she also has a dead husband that's been waiting for her as well, her dead ex-husband. So I find that very interesting, and A24 pumps out these movies that are kind of odd, and it'll probably be either, like pretty emotional, and at the same time, like maybe have a pretty good twist in it to like some backstory or something. But yeah, no, great cast. Um, Miles Teller, I feel like it's kind of like besides the Gorge this year, but that wasn't like a big like major thing that came out in theaters or anything. That's just a streaming movie. And Elizabeth Olsen has kind of been, I feel like MIA lately, since Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, I'm excited. It's a really good cast. I think it's a very good story. Hopefully it is. Me and rom-coms don't mesh well together. But hopefully, this will be entertaining enough. Get some good laughs, but at the like the heart of it, like a pretty good story that keeps me entertained. I look, I'm probably not as high on it as you, like looking at it, like first trailer wise, but there are aspects that I think is very interesting. So I'm hopeful that it can kind of like blow, not blow my mind or anything, but like exceed expectations for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it could, and I think the cast goes a long way, and it's A24, so like I know even you didn't like the Materialist, but like you can't deny like it was a very like well shot movie, like a well directed movie.
Right.
So 24 always puts out for the most part like very quality content, so I have hope it'll be at least decent. Um, I can't remember when that comes out, but I don't think it's too long. I think maybe like October or November. I think I saw. So yeah. Got another good little rom-com coming our way later this year. Um, all right, next trailer. So many trailers.
I know.
Today actually, we got the first trailer for Spike Lee's new movie, Highest to Lowest, starring Denzel, our boy. I'm a little bit Denzel.
I'm a little bit
Um, and A$AP Rocky and
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. Yep. Um, It looks like a Spike Lee crime thriller.
Yep.
And it's got one of the greatest actors of all time and a very top tier rapper who I'm curious to see how he does in a movie because I don't think he's done a movie before, has he?
Yeah, he's been in like, like little pop-ups here and there, like in some movies.
Cameos and stuff.
Yeah, nothing like this.
Looks like he's like has a major role here. So the soundtrack in the movie sounds like it's gonna slap. Denzel's awesome. And it's actually an Apple TV produced movie. We all know they put out great content and Spike Lee's like, just a legend. Uh,
Hmm.
shout out the Knicks. You gotta go support your boy.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, I'm excited. Looks like a good crime thriller. What about you? What you think?
It's Denzel and Spike Lee.
Yeah.
I don't have to say
They've done like they've done like five together.
yeah, literally don't have to say anything else. Denzel is on, the his climb down the mountain. We know he's getting to the end of acting, which is just sad, but it feels like I'm in Gladiator 2. You can say what you want about the movie. Denzel was awesome in Gladiator 2. He kills literally every role he's in, and I love Denzel. Probably, I don't know how you feel, and we never really talked about it. When you talk about like greatest actors of all time, I mean, what do you think he's like top five, top three?
He might be. I would say he's top. I would say he's top five probably. I
I
don't know
think he's
about three, but
I
I
think
think you
he's
can make the
easily
argument.
top five, and you can maybe make an argument for top three. He's been around forever. He's changed the game, like, and he's going to be great in this. Obviously, Jeffrey Wright and ASAP Rocky, like you said, like we don't know anything about, we don't know how good ASAP Rocky can be. Honestly, it might be weird, but I kind of have high hopes for ASAP Rocky as an actor. I don't know why. There's literally no basis for that. And then Jeffrey Wright always I think is very very good, very very slept on as well. So Spike Lee, Denzel, that's really all you need to hear, and you should be locked in. And then when you put Apple on top of that, you should be just like, okay, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, and this movie actually comes out in theaters in 2 weeks, and then it's going to get an Apple TV release, I think, on August 22nd. So very soon. We'll be talking about this in a couple weeks.
Good.
Um, So I'm very excited there. I'm kind of shocked the trailer came out this late, but it is kind of cool to see that it is getting at least a small little theatrical run. And that's what I think, a lot of big streaming movies should do. Like, for example, with Frankenstein later this
Right.
year. We really want to see that on a big screen. Do a 2 week long release beforehand, get some money in theaters, and then you'll still get a ton on Netflix. Like,
Right.
I don't know why more big, streaming services don't do that. So I honestly might go check it out in theaters since I
Oh
got
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
AMC A list. But yeah, excited
Well,
for that.
also with the you make a good point. Like even with like I know the Gorge wasn't gonna make a ton of money, but like it's not like you have small name actors and actresses in these movies. Like you got big names, Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy. For Fountain of Youth, we had John Krasinski and Natalie Portman. For this one, we have Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright. And then the one that we're gonna talk about in a minute has Matthew McConaughey. Like, dude, all these movies are just like they got big names. People are gonna go see them in theaters. So I agree with you. Just give it a little run first and then see how it does.
Yeah, yeah. But movie looks sick.
Hmm.
I'm very excited. And then another Apple TV movie, as we were just talking about. We got the first trailer for The Lost Bus, starring my boy Matthew McConaughey. Also has America Ferrera. Um, and yeah, dude, I mean McConaughey. When was his last major role? Like, I mean, he did Sing 2. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't remember his last like big, movie. What was it? Maybe like Gentleman or something like that. And that was like when we were in college.
Yeah, that was 2020. So I actually, before this trailer came out, whatever day that was, the day before, I was like asking myself, I was like, dude, when was the last time that we saw like Matthew McConaughey? I don't remember what I was watching. I don't remember what, maybe it was like something I was watching for college football. He's a big Texas fan, and I saw him and I was like, dude, where is he? Like, what has he been doing? And the next day we get this trailer. And I was like, what are the odds of that? Like, I can't. Yeah, the gentleman would have been in 2020. After that, I couldn't even.
It was 2019. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. This looks like the perfect Matthew McConaughey role, though. I feel like so. I think look, it has Matthew McConaughey in it, and I think this is getting a limited theater release, 2 weeks before it comes on Apple TV. So we're kind of getting the same thing. Um, I will probably go see it in theaters. One, because it's the theater, and you should do that. Two, it's Matthew McConaughey, and he's going to get my ass in a seat regardless of what movie he's in. So, it's based off a true story, which Matthew McConaughey again, perfect for. He's done plenty of those. So we'll see. I don't think it looks like anything groundbreaking, but I feel like it, with Apple, they, like you said, they produce solid stuff time in, time out. I really do think that this is going to be like a solid movie. Nothing groundbreaking, I don't think, but pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And just based off the trailer alone, it looks like he's going to give a really good performance. It's probably going to be like super intense. He's got this school bus of kids in this massive wildfire, and he's got to get them out. Super simple premise, but sometimes that's all you need. It is kind of odd to me. Like this is the kind of movie he's coming back with. Um, but I'm excited for it, and I'm curious to see. Like I hope this kind of reignites his career and he gets to keep going because I think he's also one of the greatest to ever do it, and he's in my favorite movie of all time. So yeah, get my boy Matthew McConaughey in more stuff. I want to see him more. But yeah, movie looks sick. Apple TV. It's like September, I think, middle
Yeah.
of September. So
Hmm.
also kind of coming soon. So we have that to look forward to as well. So. Yeah, that is, I believe, all of the trailers we got. I don't think there were any like TV show trailers this week. Um, and then tomorrow, I know we're getting the Any Given Saturday documentaries coming out. And we will definitely be watching that.
It's getting
And getting ready.
binged like tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's definitely getting watched really quick. So excited for that. But we do have a new TV show to talk about. Um, Spoiler alert, it's an Apple TV show, just like almost everything else that we've talked about. But this one's a little different. We got Chief of War starring Jason Momoa. Um, Very cool like story about I think it's a true story and he was a real character about the like unification of the Hawaiian Islands and all of their different tribes um, to kind of face the threat of incoming like colonization. And he plays just this leader figure Kalani or something.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce most of the names in
Yeah,
this
I can't
show.
say a lot of their
The
names.
only one,
We're just gonna say Momoa.
yeah, the only one that I know that I don't think that's shown up yet is the future king of Hawaii, and that's Kamehameha, and that's all I know. So, that's literally it.
Yeah, but anyways, he plays like a kind of a leader figure and he left one tribe to join another to get just to kind of live a more peaceful life, but then he kind of gets pulled back into his previous tribe and um they basically go on a slaughter rampage and destroy another tribe. Um and yeah, so I actually only watched the first. I didn't even realize there were two until I started watching it. But I did watch the first. I know you watched both. Um, Very cool show so
Yeah.
far. And you can talk about the second as well. Just don't spoil it if there is anything
No.
spoilery. But um, Momoa was awesome. Like this is the kind of it's fun to see him like do silly roles like Minecraft and like Fast X. But he really is like a badass, and this is the perfect show for him to like kind of showcase that. I don't know if you ever watched C on Apple.
No, I know that you really like that.
Really good show.
Yeah.
C is a really good show as well. Um, so I kind of got like vibes from his character from that show in this. But yeah, really cool. I think they're like paying real like they're trying to respect the story and the history like authentically, and I think you can tell, especially with the whole show being in like their native Hawaiian tongue. I
Yeah.
didn't know that the whole show is in Hawaiian, no English. So yeah, I was kind of thrown off by that, but I think it's a really cool decision that they made to like really pay their respects and respect the history and the story of Hawaii. So very cool. First episode was sick. Jason Momoa is awesome. And yeah, I'm excited for like what's to come for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree that I think the smart choice would have been native Hawaiian. I was actually like, what, when I first like was turning it on, I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll do, English or they're gonna do like a native language. I think the native language is like perfect. I think it works. Like, I think that's what you kind of need to do. Um, and I will say one thing I really, really like about this show is I don't want to like say it wrong, I guess, but their clothing they wear and the different stuff that they wear on the island that's native to what they do with the war paint, it looks like everything like that looks so cool. It looks so good. I feel like I'm actually immersed in, 18th century Hawaii. And I guess they had to have filmed on site, right? Like they had to have. I actually don't know.
I mean,
Surely.
they could have filmed like somewhere in New Zealand or something,
Yeah,
but
for sure. I thought the set, like the buildings they did, like even though there's not many, the buildings they were doing, like they looked like very real. I just feel like this did a good job of making me feel like I was actually in the world. And I feel like sometimes if you're gonna do a show like this, it might get lost in that, but I don't think that happened with this show. I'm actually shocked about how kind of violent this show was. I didn't think I don't know why, because Apple TV hasn't made anything that makes me think they wouldn't do that. But I thought that, it's kind of graphic and kind of violent, which probably was pretty accurate. And then the second episode I thought was better than the first. Um, the only spoiler I will give you is there is some English in the second episode.
oh, okay.
I'll let you think of what that might be. There's some cool scenes with like Jason Momoa and like a prophetess, which was very cool. She's a very interesting character, and um, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, but that's also a joke at the same time. You'll see what I mean when you get to the second episode. But no, it is really, really interesting. This is going to be something that I keep up with every week. It flew by for me personally.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that first episode, like I looked up and it was done.
like some TV shows, I feel like the pilot episode, you kind of are like, okay, like when is this going to pick up? It didn't feel like that for this. Like it kind of got right into it. You're trying to learn who the characters are. You're trying to learn like who the different tribes are, and it is cool to see like the different tribes and again, like I'm not well versed on Hawaiian history or anything like that, but when they're naming tribes and it's like Maui and Oahu and different islands that are on there and very cool like that. So I found it very interesting. I think the it looks really good. I feel immersed in like this world that we're in the world building, and then yeah, I think Jason Momoa is amazing in the first episode. He was amazing in the second episode. And like you said, like, yeah, we see some funny roles, like him playing different stuff, whether it be, Aquaman or Fast X or Minecraft, whatever it may be. But this role almost feels like made for him, and he kills it. So,
Yeah, it opens up with just an awesome scene of him like riding a shark. It was so sick. I was well that when that like happened, I was like, yeah, this is about to be a good show.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, really enjoying G4. We will continue watching that each week. Next week, like I said, we'll also probably talk college football. Whether we binge it or not, we'll at least have both watched a good bit of it. Um, and might start watching Smoke as well. I think it only has one or two episodes left, so I want to go ahead and start watching that. So I can I'm probably going to binge that here pretty soon too. And then yeah, Peacemakers in a couple weeks, and then Welcome to Derry
Alien,
is October.
yeah,
Aliens coming out soon. So got a lot of shows coming out to talk about. So excited there. But yeah, so that's all of our trailers, and that's Chief War. Now we're gonna jump into our movie reviews for The Naked Gun and Together. All right, so first I'm gonna jump into my review for The Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun reboot. Kind of a sequel, kind of a reboot. It does sort of continue the story of the characters at least, but it is basically just a reboot. Starring my boy Liam Neeson, Mr. Taken, the Taken Man himself. It's got Paul Walter Hauser as well, Pam Anderson, and a ton of cameos, like a ton of cameos, that I won't give away, but there are a lot of really, really funny cameos. And yeah, so I want to shout out Paramount Pictures and Lights Camera Barstool. Paramount and LCB set up a super early screening a couple weeks ago, just for all the Barstool employees. And I got to go and see it like 2 weeks early, in a private screening room in New York. And it was sick. It was so freaking cool. Didn't have any trailers or anything, just jumped right into the movie. Very, very cool to get to be a part of something like that. They gave us all little donut neck pillows. I'll actually wear this for my review. And then they gave us like these little cop car keychains. It was pretty cool. And then they had
Nice.
donuts. They had donuts for us, like just catered. So yeah, very cool. Shout out them. But yeah, so Naked Gun. Have you seen the first one at least?
I've seen the first one, but I not recently.
Yeah, I watched the first one for the first time a couple weeks ago. I've not watched the
Is it
second
on
two.
something?
I believe it's on Paramount.
Ah,
Yeah. But I have not watched the second or third. But was very excited for this when it was announced. It's a great, entertaining cast. The trailer was super funny. Um, and it's directed by Kiva Schaffer, who is one of the Lonely Island guys. So you already know he's got a great, great mind for comedy. He also did Pop Star and he did Hot Rod and like I said, yeah, all the Lonely Island stuff. And then Seth MacFarlane, I believe, was also like an executive producer on this. So yeah, super, super cool that they decided to do a reboot of this. I think this was like in it's either the early or late 80s. It was in the 80s. So it's been quite a while. Um, and yeah, Liam Neeson plays the son of Frank Drebin from the originals. So pretty cool. And then some of the other characters play the kids of some of the other characters in that movie as well. Um, so yeah, when this trailer came out, it was super funny. We were definitely excited for it because I feel like unfortunately we really don't get a ton of comedies anymore. Like, and it sucks. I was scrolling through. I've seen over 50 movies this year. I was scrolling through. There was only like one, maybe two. Well, there were two, and I didn't like either one of them. It was Friendship and one of them days. Um, yeah, it just kind of sucks. We don't get a lot of comedies anymore like that. We get Happy Gilmore, but it comes out on streaming. So, um, I'm very, very glad that this did a theatrical release. I really wish like Happy Gilmore 2 would have as well, but at least we got this one, and I think it actually did like pretty decent um, for a small little comedy. So, I just want to start off by saying this is such a fun time. It is genuinely hilarious. It's like a three laugh a minute, three joke a minute kind of movie the whole time. It is so stupid, but so like well done to where you don't even care how stupid it is and how stupid some of the scenes are. Since you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's two or three sequences in this movie that like belly cry laughing. And like I said, I saw this with like a whole bunch of Barstool employees, and everyone was just dying laughing, guys and girls. Um, some older people, and then a lot of people like our age are kind of in their early 30s. But we all just had an absolute blast. Genuinely, like from the second it starts, you're going to be laughing, and to the very last shot of the movie, you're going to be laughing. Um, this is what the people want. This is what I want. Um, I don't know. I feel like I mean, I say that we get like a lot of action comedies, and I guess this is kind of action, but it's definitely just more of a comedy. Um, but like I can't really think of like the last big successful comedy movie, which sucks. Um,
I would have to go back and look. Yeah, that's a great point. Strictly comedy, dude.
yeah, it's pretty sad. You can't think of any.
Yeah,
You can't think of any. The for some reason this is the one that popped in my head. Strays, that dog movie with Will Ferrell and Jamie
oh
Foxx.
God, that was like,
It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
yeah.
That's like one of the only ones I can really think of. Like last year, Bad Boys 4 came out and it was hilarious, but it's an action movie as well. It's an
Right.
action comedy. So really just a pure silly, goofy comedy. I'm so glad that this got a theatrical release. Um, I don't want to like just give too much of it away, but definitely pays homage to the original. You got some legacy characters in there and some legacy cameos in there as well. So definitely keep your eye out. But you're gonna be dying laughing. I really hope you go see this soon because I want to talk to you about it. Some of the jokes are just it's just like our humor. It's like stupid puns and just him being a complete idiot and a bunch of really stupid stuff with him and Pam Anderson too. She was actually really funny. I haven't seen her in a movie in forever either. So it's kind of cool. She still got it. She was really funny. And even the villain, I can't remember his name. He's a guy you've seen a million times in a million different movies. Um, but he was really funny. He was really funny. So um, all around great time at the theater. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. It's in my like top 15 on the year. I think it's even higher than that, but I'm trying to see what I rated it. 2025. So I went with an 8.3.
Damn.
Uh, yeah, I
Pretty
really
good.
enjoyed it. It is a funny movie, bro. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's the quickest movie I've seen in a theater in years. But it's like perfect for that kind of movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It tells the stupid story it needs to tell, and then it's over. Um, I think everyone should go check it out. It's not like super. There are a pretty couple inappropriate scenes actually, but like I feel like it's something you can bring like your a little bit older kids to go see, and I think people our age are going to love it. I think even adults, fans of the original, like my dad, and your dad, probably would love it. A really fun time at the movie. I'm so glad that comedies are back. It's so refreshing. It was so refreshing. Like I was talking to some of the Barstool guys after it, and I was like, I was talking like genuinely have not had like that much laughter in a movie in years in the movie theater, which sucks. I really wish more people did like studios pumped out comedies. I know they're not near as profitable, but um, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. Definitely go check it out for some laughs. It'll cheer you up. I kind of had a rough week that week that it came out, and it definitely cheered me up. So everybody go check it out. Give this movie more money so that way we can get more comedies and maybe this can even get a sequel. It's very entertaining. And I can't wait to talk to you more about it as well. But yeah, Naked Gun, 8.3, 4 stars on Letterboxd. Go check it out ASAP. Um,
Yeah.
so
I'm actually, you brought it up. I'm actually shocked that comedies don't do better at the box office because, you get all these event movies and these big blockbuster releases. I feel like sometimes it's just good to go see a movie that you're just gonna laugh at the whole time. You don't have to take it serious. You don't have to see another movie to see it. You don't have to worry about like being intense or anything. You can literally go there and just have a good time at the movie theater. I'm actually shocked comedies don't do better. But no, my goal, I know you were saying you were excited to, see me go see it. My goal is to go see it tomorrow. $5 movie day, the theaters, got to. And my goal is to go see it tomorrow. And it's going to be a perfect palate cleanser going into weapons this weekend. So yeah, we got God man. We're gonna get two very drastic movies. Which I guess you saw Naked Gun, a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna get two very drastic movies in a span of like 48 hours. It's gonna be insane.
yeah, two very different movies.
But no, goal is to go see it tomorrow. I think they have showings like all day at the Marcus down the street, so probably gonna go see that. Like you said, hopefully I just have a fantastic time. High praise for a comedy. 4 stars, 8.3. I would say that's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, no, dude, it's a ton of fun. Get excited, get hyped for sure. It's a good time. Yeah, so with that, we can jump into a very different movie than The Naked Gun. So we're going to be talking the new movie Together, new horror body thriller starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie. It's from the folks over at Neon, who, they're coming off an Oscar, a bunch of Oscars for Anora. They crank out a lot of good movies. I feel like Neon's kind of like honestly kind of starting to become like right up there in terms of quality with A24. They
Hmm.
just make really great stuff. And this was no different in my opinion. Um, before we jump into it, just kind of give some initial thoughts. It did enjoy this more than I thought, honestly, and it's a very different movie for sure. But that's what I liked about it. It was original. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen any horror movies like it. Um, and I think it was led by two really solid performances from Dave Franco and Allison Brie. I think they were both good in the horror aspect, but then they were both also like really funny as well. I think the comedy in this movie like made it a lot because it's such a ridiculous kind of disgusting concept, but it is kind of like tension tension filled moments are kind of eased with, like with some jokes, and it was a good time. Like my theater was dying laughing a couple times, but then we're also like screaming in our seats. Um it's quite the flick. But yeah, before we jump into like pros and cons, what did you think like in general?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It. I was actually when you say body horror, like there were definitely parts of the body horror. I guess I expected a little bit more body stuff to happen, and you get a couple shots that we'll go into the story in a minute that you're like, oh wow, that's what it turns into. And then there's a I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely funny. I laughed. There was definitely some parts where I was like, "Oh, that's terrifying." But I think for the most part, it's just kind of just makes you uncomfortable for most of the movie. It's almost like you know what's coming and you know it's gonna get weird. It's just when that takes that turn, I guess. I agree. Acting's really good in this movie. I mean, there's only like four people in the movie, anyways. For the most part, you have Alison Brie, Dave Franco, and then you have the principal for the most part, and then you have like the girl that shows up that's her best friend. But for the most part, it's just them two. And you kind of get this feeling, which I think it does a really good job, like making you kind of feel like you like claustrophobic. You can't leave, and they're like all up on each other and stuff like that. They do a really good job at that. But I did enjoy it. I will say on the front end that I was maybe a little let down. Maybe I expected a little bit more. But that's not to say like I didn't, or that's not to say that I hated it. I think I expected a little bit more, maybe just from the like shock value side of things.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Like you said, we also like have gotten a whole lot of really solid horror in the last couple of years. I feel like horror's really been making a comeback the last like 2 or 3 years specifically. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I agree. It wasn't just like the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen because I think that would probably be The Substance from last year, which you still haven't watched. But it was just very unique, and it was I think like the visual effects on all of the stuff like with them sticking together, like I think it looked great. Like it looked real. It was kind of reminded me of the girl in Deadpool and Wolverine last year. Forgot the villain's name, but when she would like put her fingers in the dude's eyes and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
Cassandra
those
Nova.
visual effects looked sick. I think the visual effects here look sick. Like yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't just like there weren't any just like incredibly shocking moments. You kind of know where it's going. Um, but still very unique from this like from the very beginning, like when their legs just stick together, and then it's their lips, and then it's when they're having sex, and then like their legs and their feet, and they just literally start like getting hurled together. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, I saw this actually like 3 weeks ago, a super early screening that they held in New York. Shout out Letterboxd for putting that on for us. Yeah, it was a packed theater, and so we got a lot of like authentic audience reactions, and um, yeah, and I enjoyed, like I said, I enjoyed how funny it was. There's like some really funny moments, I think, and I think it's just Dave Franco and Alison Brie are like at their core, they're comedians and comedic actors. Um, so them getting to like utilize that a little bit to kind of ease some of the super intense weird moments was cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it was just I think it did like what it needed to do. It didn't overstay its runtime. The story wasn't just like super duper convoluted. It was just kind of like, you know what, you go in this cave and you get stuck together. I think honestly, like the most disgusting part of the whole movie was the first scene with the dog.
Oh yeah, where he like walks in with the flashlight and that's the first glimpse you get of it.
There's
And
like
they
two
are
dogs
acting really weird
charged.
and that's where I think the movie like thrives on is not really like the body horror aspect or like jump scares or anything like that. It's just the tension of you knowing what's coming. It's just when it's gonna do it. Like even with the dogs, like they're sitting there breathing at each other and they're like hyperventilating almost. You're like, dude, like when is this gonna just do it? Like, and then finally you like hear them. They're making that disgusting noise, and then you just see them and their heads are like together. And then even in with the two main characters, um, the whole movie is just thriving on tension, and I think that's what I liked about the movie. And it wasn't so much that like, oh man, this is crazy, this is disgusting, or anything like that. Because when you describe body horror, you think it's just gonna be hella gross. Um, and it really wasn't, and maybe we're just watered down from some of the movies we've seen. Like, okay, let's if I took Cameron to that movie, she would probably throw up, but she hasn't watched as many movies as we have, so we're just kind of numb to it. But no, it's I think the tension is kind of what makes the movie. And like you said, there are funny moments. One of the parts that made me just like chuckle out loud is when they're on the floor, and they fall asleep in the different rooms, and they're like coming towards each other, and finally he like says like he says it so dramatically. He's like, "Babe, get the muscle relaxants." It like zooms in on his face, and I was like, "What? What is
Yeah.
that?" But
Yeah.
it made me laugh, even though it was a tense scene. But it's more the tension. I think they kill. Like they do such a good job in this movie with that, and just being like, "Dude, like neither of them can leave. We're stuck in this freaking house." And yeah, no, I. That's really probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is just like how I feel when
Yeah.
I know things are coming.
Yeah. It is like a kind of a, I guess in a way, like a claustrophobic movie. Um, and I think it's shot really well. I don't really know who directed this, but I think some of the horror shots, like some of it was like pretty scary. Like the moment of like her on the other side of the glass, like you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
see her, but you
yeah.
couldn't see her. Just like some
Because
stuff
you
like
hear her
that.
get up out of the bed and you hear her walking. You just
Yeah.
hear her freaking running, and she just
Yeah.
slams against that freaking window, man.
Yeah. And then like when he's in the shower and like his eyes are rolling in the back of his head and all this stuff. I mean, it's a creepy movie. They definitely nail like the tension part of it. I think at the end you do kind of know what's coming the whole movie. Um, so it's like all just build up until that moment. And then the moment happens, and I would say that's my biggest con of the movie is I think the ending was just abrupt. It was kind of what we expected was going to happen. And then, so spoiler, uh, if you made it this far, um, they eventually just completely merge together at the end. And then they merge into like this just version of both of them. Like they stay in that house in that neighborhood or whatever, and like I think a new family moves into a house nearby, and like comes to introduce themselves, and it's
No, that was her parents.
oh yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
those were her parents that were coming to see her, and then they opened the door to see this like whatever that
It was
was.
like a weird morphed version of
Whatever that was, yeah.
I thought that part was a little I don't know. I liked the idea of like them merging at the end, and it was really disgusting to watch. But I don't know, it just kind of like ended pretty quickly after that and didn't really explain like I don't know, like you literally the whoever the person is, whoever you want to call them, opens the door and then the movie just ends. I think the ending could have had, I don't know, a little more spice to it. Uh, I don't know. But what did you think? Do you
The
think
ending's like the worst part for me.
yeah.
Like the ending, I was very underwhelmed with, and when you hear my score and what I gave it, that it's really because I did not like the ending. I was hoping for a little bit more from the cult or whatever aspect. Like I wanted like a big reveal, and we never got it. And then you get the like merged, obviously the couple that went missing at the beginning of the movie. We knew they were going to show up again, especially us because we just seen enough movies. And I'm guessing that was them. That was that freaking creature down there. But like okay, why did they not fully merge together? Did they not embrace it, or did they like why are they stuck down there? Stuff like that. And like the cave almost felt alive at times. I wish it would be more like, okay, why is the cave itself alive? Like, what's the deal with that? Um, and I think when they accepted to merge together at the end, like when they actually accepted it, that's when I kind of got like, oh, okay. I was hoping that they would like not want like when she was dying, I was almost like I think I would be more satisfied if she just died and like they didn't have to merge together. So when they finally accepted it, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, all right, fine, I guess. And I know that's like the whole movie is them being like back and forth and they want to get away from each other finally and whatever. And then you have the moment where Alison Brie's character goes into the principal's house or the neighbor's house or whatever, and like she's watching that video, right? And they get she's watching the two guys get merged together. And then like he obviously is two people, and when she hits him, he obviously like kind of breaks apart a little bit. It didn't show it either, and he sounded like he had two different voices. I was hoping to get more from that, but she obviously just ran out the door, and we never saw him again. I think the last like 15 minutes is just very underwhelming for me. I was hoping for a lot more, and when they were cutting the arm off, like they were getting to that point where they were had to cut each other's arms apart, dude. I was like, dude, this is like legit. Like this is good stuff. Like they don't want to be together, obviously. Like they are trying so hard to get apart from each other. And then I don't know, the ending is just very disappointing, in my opinion. Like I know the reviews for this movie are very high, and I did like the whole movie up until that part. So once they realize like, James Franco is going to stay at the house and go back to the cave, it's just like every reveal was either underwhelming or just I didn't care for.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. That's fair. And like I said, I was a little underwhelmed by the ending as well. I don't hate the idea of them end up merging at the end, but yeah, like you said, there were a couple things kind of I would have liked to see more of, maybe more of the cult or that weird neighbor guy or the cave. Like there could have been some more stuff, but I think overall, like it thankfully, honestly, it was pretty simple for the most part. They didn't try to just add too much to it, which is nice. But yeah, I understand those complaints, and like I said, I kind of agree with you on the anticlimactic ending after they merged together. Like I don't know, it just I feel like I could have seen something more, and it just I don't know, just kind of ended. But yeah, I mean, I would say like overall, me and you both did enjoy it. Just
Hmm.
it's definitely like I mean, go check it out. You're going to see some stuff you've never seen before for sure. It's like one of those kind of movies.
Yeah.
You're probably going to get a couple laughs and you might throw up, but you know what? That's just a good horror movie, a good body horror movie. So, um, we can jump into ratings. I'm definitely higher on it than you. I gave it 4 stars, on Letterboxd and I settled at an 8.0. Um, I have it right above Companion earlier this year. I kind of got like similar vibes. I don't know, just like a couple's horror movie. So yeah, 8.0 flat. I enjoyed it. Definitely like could have been better. It's not anything like Bring Her Back, which is my number two movie on the year. Um, but still an entertaining time and you'll see some weird stuff. So
Yeah, so this is probably you gave it an 8 flat. This might be our biggest one of the biggest discrepancies on the year given ratings and everything. So you gave it an 8. I gave it 3.5 stars and I gave it a 6.8. And I just think the ending just let me down a lot. There were a lot of good things in this movie. It's just, I guess when you go into a movie and you're like, man, this is good, this is good, this is good, and you get to the ending and it felt like it just didn't all. like feel worth it almost, I guess, if that makes sense.
No,
Like
that
it
makes
almost,
sense. Like the whole movie, they're trying not to, and then they just end up doing it. Yeah.
and I just wanted a little bit more. Um, and like I said, there are some really good things in this movie. The tension, like the claustrophobia, the feeling like you can't get away from somebody is so good. The ending let me down a little bit. And again, like the reviews are so good for this movie, everybody's gonna have their own opinion about the ending. So like obviously go see it, especially if you're into like you want to see a horror movie or you want to see something that maybe it's not gonna jump scare you as much, which is definitely understandable. Go see this movie because it's like very tense and everything. It almost feels like tension wise, I put it up there with like Midsummer, like how it made me feel throughout the whole movie. Like Midsummer did not thrive on jump scares. It thrived on like making you feel uncomfortable, and that's what this movie did. It excelled at. So yeah,
Yeah.
3.5 stars,
That's
6.8. So
yeah, that's why I was a little higher on it because like I think the movie got the job done that it was trying to get done. It's going for shock value, and it definitely has that for in a couple moments. So, um, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's not too far of a discrepancy. You still gave it 3.5, and I gave it 4. So, still relatively close. Um, but yeah, those are our movie reviews for the week. On hopefully Landon will see um, Naked Gun soon. Maybe we can kind of get his thoughts next week. But big, very exciting week. We got Weapons this week, which has quickly become one of our most anticipated. I think if the trailer would have been out when we did that draft, this would have been very high up there. I am pumped for this movie. It debuted to 100% on Rotten
I'm
Tomatoes.
terrified.
I think it's currently at like 99. The trailer like literally scares the crap out of me. Just the trailer. So I know it's gonna be crazy.
I
I
will
can't.
be there Thursday at 2:17. I will
Yep.
be there.
I'll be I'll be there Thursday at
This
5:30.
is I can't remember a horror movie I've been this excited for to go see in theaters. I am terrified. I might piss my pants. I might squeal and cry, but I'm gonna go see it. I think this is one of the like the premise is so damn interesting. I've stayed away from like clips on Twitter and everything.
Me too.
I have just seen the trailer. I am absolutely so pumped for this movie, and yeah, that's obviously the big one for next week is Weapons.
Love it. Love it. Um, well, yeah, very excited to talk that next week, and we'll talk college football show as well, and whatever else comes out. But yeah, like we wrap up most all of our episodes. I know we didn't get to it last week, but we kind of wanted to do a little recap this week. Some stuff we've been watching. So um, I'll go ahead and start off. I watched a couple really good stuff, really good things. I watched Rounders for the first time, gambling movie with Matt Damon and Edward Norton. Very cool movie if you like gambling. Highly recommend. I think it's like early 2000s. You're a gambling man. Uh,
Whoa,
I
responsibly.
watched a new release this year actually with Paul Walter Hauser, The Luckiest Man Alive. I
Okay.
don't know if you ever saw a trailer for that. It's like he goes on a game show and he's basically like has cheated the system to like win a bunch of money. It's based on a true story actually. Um, Very interesting movie. Paul Walter Hauser delivers a good performance, but
Sounds like he's having a great year, man.
he is having a good year, man. Let's see what else. What else? I saw the new comedy with what's her name? Um, Logan Lerman and Girl from the Bear. What's her name?
Oh, the girl that plays Claire, right?
Molly Gordon.
Yeah.
Molly Gordon. Saw that new rom-com with them. Really enjoyed that. I gave that 3.5 stars. Go check that out if you want like a good weird rom-com. She's super funny. Logan Lerman is super funny. Um, yeah, it's very different than a lot of other rom-coms for sure. Um, yeah, so I recommend that. And then I watched a movie I'd never seen before called Almost Famous. Very good movie. Came out in like the early 2000s. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's basically like this little kid gets a job at Rolling Stone and he gets to travel around the country with an upcoming rock and roll band. It's basically a coming of age story. Very good movie with some really good music. So yeah, that's some stuff I've been watching. What about you?
Yeah, so I finished the first season of Tires. I didn't finish it maybe last episode, but I am finished the first season. Just so good, man. The jokes are hilarious. They hit me. I think they're just so funny. The one where he gets the pistol is just hilarious. and he just makes some comments that are just so outlandish, but they're so Shane Gillis. And then I actually got to episode 5 or 6, so I'm halfway through season 2, and I plan to finish that, obviously. So super excited to finish that, and I have just enjoyed it so far. It is as funny as Shane Gillis is like everybody in that show just makes it, to be honest. Honestly, I think one of the funniest people is Kyla. She is just like so out of pocket, and she said like white trash, and that's what Shane calls her. So she just some of the comments she makes, man, I'm laughing.
The whole
Uh,
cast is great.
yeah, and then I also started the WWE documentary on Netflix as well. I have to say that it is good. I think the people that are in it, like Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Bianca Belair, people like that, who I obviously love watching, great entertainers. Is it bad that I wish there was just a little bit more? I feel like they're almost like playing their character on the documentary, and I was hoping not to get that because it's called Unreal. I was hoping that maybe we would get like them actually getting the interviews. And I think a lot of the time it's just them playing a character that they play, on
Getting
Monday Night
interviewed.
Raw. So I was hoping to kind of not get that. That's why, like, I guess when they do their solo interviews, like PMT has had Cody Rhodes and John Cena on, and I think they do a good job, like those, and maybe it's their interview, but they do a good job, like interviewing those guys. But I feel like on this one, they're still kind of playing the character. Not to say that there's not cool stuff on there, because there's definitely a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and they have big matches and big pay-per-views that you kind of get to see behind, especially if you watch that. Um, maybe I think there's 5 episodes, so I have 3 episodes left. Maybe that when we get deeper in and we see more superstars, we can see that. But kind of a little underwhelmed. Was hoping for a little more like on what's the word? Like just more real, I guess, from them. But it is what it is. It's still interesting. So, and then I'll have to finish that, and then also the Any Given Saturday tomorrow. So,
Love it.
but movies. I was about this close to watching the War of the Worlds thing on Prime to see how bad it was.
Oh, did that? I saw it came out. I didn't know it was a streaming release. I thought it was like a
Oh
new.
no, it's a streaming release, and everybody hates it.
Yeah, it's like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I will not be tuning in.
I have to.
No,
I have to.
I can't. Go
It's
see
got my
Naked.
boy Ice Cube in it.
Yeah, sure. Um, but yeah, that's I guess that's everything. That's episode 30 of the Frontline Film Podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Two very different movie reviews, lots of cool trailers and a cool new show. So thanks for tuning in. Continue to like, subscribe, comment, follow us on the talk and on the letterboxd and Twitter and just everything. Thanks for all the love. We'll continue cranking out some shorts and things like that. But yeah. You got anything to say?
I was gonna try and sing together, but do you want to sing it with me?
Sing what?
The Together song?
What's the
Together.
together? I can see
When nobody like you for all my life. Yeah, we're not getting record labels anytime soon. All right, boys, peace out. Weapons next week. Love you guys.
peace.